Welcome to the VMP Inspiring Our Community podcast. Join us as Team VMP explore and ignite your vision and purpose. We will discuss topics such as education, entrepreneurship, politics, sports, and more. And now, here is Team VMP.
Welcome to the VMP Inspiring Our Community podcast. I am Dr. Sharon H. Porter.
And I am Karen McConnell Jones.
And we are your hosts for today's show. We are so excited that we have wonderful, wonderful guests. But I know, Karen, you want to recap from last week's dynamic show.
Yes, Sharon, it is a blast to be with you. Oh my gosh, I just love her so dearly. And we came up with our first show last week, and it was just a blast. And Sharon, I just want to thank you, take this moment to thank you. This was Sharon's vision. This was her idea to bring the VMP magazine and the whole team together and now feature it as a podcast. So this has been just a wonderful, wonderful time, Sharon. I'm really enjoying it. And thank you for introducing this to us and to the team.
Absolutely. So I tell you, we have guests this week. Last week, it was just us. But today we have wonderful guests from Tony Turner's Unleashed Hair Care Products and Salon. They are Antonio Turner and wife Martina Turner. Welcome, guys.
Hello, Glad to be here.
Hello, family.
Hello, Karen.
Yeah, so Tony and Martina, if you want to take, a minute to introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Tony Turner, and this is my wife, Martina Turner.
Hello.
We have been cosmetologists for over, I know myself, 30 years, maybe 31.
27.
Marty's been in 27 years. We are owners and operators of Tony Turner Unleashed Hair Care Products and Salon. We are a product company that's certified organic. We service all different textures of hair, and we are like the ultimate mom and pop shop. It is truly a labor of love, and we enjoy being together, working together, sharing together, dreaming together, and all things together. We doing it together.
It's truly a blessing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, with that being said, all things, we just want everyone to know that you are a part of the VMP, all things fashion, up under the hair column. So I just want to ask the question, let's get into it. I just want to ask the question, what made you want to be a part of the all things fashion hair column VMP? And what would you like to accomplish from this portion of the magazine?
Well, one, we love you, Karen, and Sharon. We are really falling in love with you too.
Yes.
So it's been a pleasure to be a part of the VMP team. I enjoy being in a group of very positive, progressive individuals. So this group definitely represents that. So that's one of the biggest reasons why we're involved in VMP. We love the idea of being community minded, and we want to be a blessing to our community. So if we can educate and share from our points of views to enhance the community, and even somehow be more than just writers, we'll also be people who are actually doers in the community. It will be inspirational, for us to be a part of this team. We're excited about it.
We are excited.
Mm-hmm.
We're so happy to be a part of your company
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. So we just can't wait to see where God takes us.
Ultimately, we love the vision.
Yes.
And the purpose.
I love it. And as business owners, it's always, first of all, you own a salon, you have hair care products, two wonderful ventures into itself. But can you help our aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners? What were perhaps some of the obstacles and challenges that you all faced early on in your career?
Truth be told, I don't know if we have enough time to talk about all that. I would have to say the biggest part of creating a dream or a business like ours would be, first you have to believe in the dream.
Yes,
That's number one. There's so
definitely.
many different naysayers, and the more research you do, you're going to come into some roadblocks. And, if you do not have the silver spoon in your mouth, then it's going to be a situation where you're building finances to accomplish the dream. So I would say the biggest challenges will be, first, belief. You
Yes.
have to believe in yourself. The second will probably be developing your research. And the third will probably be financing. And bigger than all that is going to be God's spiritual hand guiding you.
That's
So
right.
that would be the thing I would tell young entrepreneurs, or not just
And
people.
never, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Keep
Oh man,
pursuing.
perseverance. Yes,
Yes, that's everything.
that is everything. She said it best. Perseverance.
Yes.
Yeah, that would
Yes.
be that would be like a brief um, synopsis of the struggle.
Yes.
But the struggle is deep. And it takes lots of turns. And like they say, this, your journey to success is, a lot of people want to. It's not a clean trip. There are pitfalls. There's near misses. There are ducks. There's flat out you on your back, flat out in the water, and then somebody somewhere, the Lord will give them a helping hand to pull you out the muck and the mire, and you get up, you keep going, and you walk by faith and not by sight, and that is truly how you make it in business
Yes.
from our standpoint. And I'm thinking on it from just our walk. We're a faith-led business.
Yes, I appreciate that, Tony, and being a salon owner, a former salon owner myself, and being in prime location in downtown DC, in Washington DC, the overcoming of the struggle too, with me, it was the location, because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to set the tone with the location, and African American salons was not known to be a storefront business in downtown Washington, D.C. That's white corporate America back then at the time in
Mm-hmm.
1996. So staying the course, perseverance, all these things is what got me through that moment. And I appreciate you all saying that, because sometimes when starting a business, we need to know about the tough part, the tough part of the
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
journey.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
the blessing of it all is when you overcome that, because when God put a purpose, you reached it there. It's all about God base and His purpose for your life. So when God have a purpose for you, you're going to persevere. You're going to push through, and then He's going to reward you for your faithfulness in your
That's
journey
Amen.
being
right.
walked.
Amen.
So, yeah, so well, this is great. So now on the positive side of that, going through the challenges of it all to start the business. Now, what has been your positive side of just wanting to share about your humble beginnings? What has been the blessing part of it all?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I count it all as blessing. So like the wins are there. Like I said, we still here.
Yeah.
So even those struggles, y'all, I really consider those to be huge blessings too. Um, just to be in existence as a viable product line is pretty amazing. Just to be able to for us to become in formation is amazing. Like I said, we come from humble beginnings, so just to be here is a blessing. You know, um, I can remember the first day I held my bottle in hand, and I was like, wow, I was researching for 10 years before we even came into fruition. So you got to know, with having a desire to do it, and then actually having that bottle in hand, and I mean bottles in hand. It was like, wow, it was like God just blessed me with with my future. I knew that this was going to be the next 40 years of my life. When I touched the bottle, I said, yeah, this is definitely the next 40 years of my life. I knew that it was going to be that ride. And that was before me and Marty became a couple. Me and Marty at that time we were friends and co-workers in a salon here in Richmond, Virginia. And it's like, the amazing part of that all was that in the process of me building a brand, my wife, who was my friend at the time, and we was strictly friends at the time, she decided to help me build my brand. So with that being said, amazing things came from that. I mean, you got to think about it. It was a business venture that I started on, but on the process, I ended up gaining a family, you know what I mean, which is really spectacular, and it's a blended family. So, with all of those trials and all of those tribulations, it was birthed in a tough space, but it's been a beautiful ride thus far. It has been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wondering. I said, that whole marriage duo business partner
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, because when you can have joy, and working together and coming home together, then you definitely have something special. So that's awesome.
And look,
No
and I was
doubt.
going to jump in. Look, and I definitely wanted to jump in and say, if that's a true testament of, if you want to know how great is the man is, look at what he has on his arm. So
You got that
go,
right. That's real.
Martina. You go,
That's
Martina.
real. That's real.
Yes, because it just Tony, you're just testifying now that Martina came and just even helped you just take it to that next level and just gave you the encouragement and the boost to move on. And Martina, that is just a fine position to be in, because everyone can be out in a leading position, but being able to be a team player and and pull up the weight is just wonderful, so, and that's one great thing I would say with our partnership with Sharon and I, we are great teammates to each other, and at times it will take different times who would be in the lead and then who would be the ride up and who would be the ride up and who would be in the lead. So that's a wonderful thing. Thank you, Tony and Martina, for sharing that.
Yeah, but Karen, I had a chance to watch you and Greg move, and it was beautiful to watch y'all move. So it's kind of like, that was kind of like a prerequisite to, God was showing me even then how a couple could really work well together as a team. So, I was really blessed to be able to visualize that, between you and Greg. So that, it's like, God always gives you a glimpse of your future,
Wow.
So, it's a lot of good things, and I can honestly say I'm really, really thankful for the experience of being with you in DC. And then with God blessing me to have a soulmate to roll hard with me, through thick and thin. I mean, like I said, we're opening a business and being self-employed. We don't have a steady paycheck. Our money comes because we work hard to get it, but it's not a guaranteed paycheck. This is a thing where you have to put the long hours in to see it through and to find a mate that can go and as hard as you go. And it's hard to match my drive. But my wife has written that ride, and it's just a spectacular thing to have your soulmate grind with you like you grind.
Yes. And I would say that, I'm sorry, Tony, I will say that too. And that's highly driven is one thing that Tony and I share in common. Because when we was together here, everybody thought we was brothers and sisters because they was like, Karen, I cannot believe you finally got somebody that can hang with you. Me and Tony would be in there 3 o'clock in the morning. Doing what we had to do. So yes. And thank you for that memory, going back down memory lane, Tony.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that stuff is a part of you. It's a part of me, you know what I mean? That it's ingrained in the way I move, So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
And you mentioned the branding and marketing of your business. How has that changed since you've started? Because you've been in